Welcome everyone. In today's session, we are going to discuss about object-oriented concepts. Few of the object-oriented concepts in Java. Okay. So we have the topics for the discussion. We'll be discussing about object and the wrapper classes, final keyword, and the abstract keyword as well. Okay. So in the abstract keyword, we will be discussing about abstract class, abstract methods. Okay. In the final also, we will be discussing about final method, final variable, and final classes. Okay. In the object, we'll be discussing about different type. What is an object? The different types of an object, and about the wrapper classes as well. Like how do we convert primitive data type to non-primitive data type, and those things. Okay. So first, let's get started with the object. Okay. So basically, when you take a, when you take an object, okay, when you take as an object, so generally you created as soon as I say object, okay, creation of object comes into the matter. Okay, now for all the classes we create, okay, for all the classes we create, do we have any super class for those things? Okay, like while performing while writing a Java programs, okay, a few of the programs we write individually, and few of the programs we fetch it using inheritance concept. Okay, using inheritance concept. So is there any higher level mechanism for apart from your interface or a class? Yes, it is there. Okay, yes, it is there. That is nothing but an object. Okay, that is nothing but an object. Okay, so your object class is the parent class of all the classes in Java by default. You don't need to implement or extends, or you don't need to inherit that. Okay, by default it is a super class or a parent class for all your classes that you create. Okay, and in other words, it is the topmost class of Java, I can say. It is the topmost class of Java. Okay, the object class is beneficial if you want to refer any object whose type you don't know. Okay, if you don't know about the object class that you don't know, okay, at that time this object class is beneficial. Notice that parent class reference variable can refer the child class object and knowing as upcasting, like your upcasting and downcasting. Okay, in the typecasting we have upcasting and downcasting, right? Okay, those things. Next, so here you are seeing the hierarchy of object class in Java. Okay, basically we have a integer, byte, short, long, float, and double. Okay, basically we have character, boolean, sorry, integer, byte, short, long, and float, double. Okay, these are all falls under the numbers. Okay, you can see integer, using integer you can declare where you can declare a number. Using byte you can declare a number. You can using short you can declare a number. Using long you can declare a number. Using float you can declare a number. Using double you can declare a number. It looks like data types, right? But they are fetching from its superclass, that is from the object. Okay, so you have seen the concept of keywords in Java. Okay, so each and every keyword has implemented with separate functionality by default. Okay, all those, when you call these keywords, it will point, these keywords will point to the specific class, and that class will be shown as an object there. Okay, each and every class has an object by default. Okay, an object class will be created for that. Fine. Basically, we have few object methods where we use in our daily basis. Okay, where we use in our daily basis. Okay, so for example, we have equals method, we have clown method, we have string, we have hash code, and we have get class. Okay, equals clown string to string. Okay, to string hash code and get class. Okay, let's deal with one by one. Let's see the equals method. Okay, let's see with equals method. Generally, this equals method, okay, we have seen these things in your string operations, like in your string methods. Okay, when we talk about string methods, there comes the concept of equals method also. Okay, then what this equals method is doing here? Okay, this equals method compares, okay, or checks whether two objects are equal or not, whether two objects equal or not. Okay, how can it checks whether two objects equal or not? Okay, for example, let me go back to my Eclipse and let create one package in my existing thing and say example, created a package here. Let me create a class. Okay, and say, okay, I create a class called parent and click on finish. Now I'll create an object of this class. Okay, I don't have anything, but I will try to create an object of that. Okay, how to create an object? Parent. Okay, p equal to new parent. Okay, so you guys know syntax about this. This is a class name, object reference. Okay, assignment operator, new keyword. Okay, so whenever you try to create an object at that time, you need to allocate a memory for that. Who is going to allocate that? Your new keyword is going to allocate it. Okay, whenever you want to try to create an object, first you should know the class that you want to create an object. Okay, once you know for which class you create an object, you need to get that class name. That is nothing but, for I decided to create an object of this class, parent class. So I got the class name as a parent here. You need to get the class name, and you need to give the reference, like for if you declare a variable or a method. Okay, those you can say identifying, like identifications, right? Identifications of that, identifier of that. So for the now for object also, you need to use an identifier. Okay, that identifier we technically call it as object reference here. Okay, and using new keyword, I'm going to assign a random memory for created object. Okay, once I created an object, a default constructor will be, if this class doesn't have any, if the object creation class if doesn't have any constructor, the default constructor is created. Okay, now next here, once I created an object, okay, let me call the object class now. How can I specify object class? I can directly specify in this way. Object obj1, or I can say, I will change these names. Okay, I'll say obj1. Okay, and this as a obj1. And see now, whatever the data I created, like object I created, I'm assigning that object to object2. Okay, whatever I created an object, this will be at assigned to the object2 now. Now I will check whether both the objects are same or not. How can I check both the objects are same or not? Just call m system, or if I want to check there, okay, I need to call the equals method. Okay, I need to call the equals method. Okay, now basically this equals method, okay, if it is same, then it will say true. If it is not equal, then it is false. Means it is happening in the boolean. Okay, whatever I perform now, okay, I need to store in the boolean format. I'll say result equal to, okay, what I do, I'll check my obj1 dot equals to, you can see obj2. Finally, in system dot out dot println, I will print the result of that. Okay, you can see here. Let me run this. You can see it is true. Object is true. If I assign this object to as a null, like, okay, or example, I will create one more object class here. Okay, I will check and I will say object 3 here. Okay, object 3, and I'll say null for this. Okay, I won't assign any value here. Yeah, I won't assign any value. Now, what I say here, I'll just clear, like, for this only, I will call this object 3. Okay, you can see initialize a variable. Okay, I assigned it to null. Now, I'll check run as application. You can see it is false, means your object 1 and object 3 are not equal. Okay, and your object this equals method is also used in the case of your strings as well to compare the string. Okay, because your string is non-primitive data type. Getting it? So this is how we can use the equals method. Next we have one more clown. Okay, one more thing called clown. What is that clown there? Okay, suppose if you want to copy, okay, if you want to copy one object to the other object, if you want to copy or you want to create an object like a replica of one object. Okay, if you want to create a copy or a replica of one object, then you can go for this clone method, clone object method. Okay, so now let's try to create the thing. Here let us use the same class. Okay, parent class, but I will take it out the data here, whatever I have. Okay, and here what can I do? Okay, now let it be. So I'll create a few things here, like string name, okay, and int version, something like this. Okay, and finally, not version, like age, I will say. Okay, name and age, person, name, and person age. Okay, person age. Fine. Okay, now I have declared two global non-static variables. Okay. Now here I will create an object of the parent class. Okay. Parent object 1 equal to new parent. Okay. I created an object. Then I will assign I will assign values to these things. I will assign values to these things. How can I assign? Like I can call obj dot person name. You can see I can able to access those. And I'll say Nick and obj one dot person age equal to 29. Okay. Now I created an object of the class and I have assigned the values as well. Now I'm going to print them. Okay, so using system dot out dot print ln. Okay, I'll say person name is okay with an concatenation operator. Okay, same for this as well. And age. Okay, ages. Now I'll say obj one dot person name. Okay, and here obj one dot person age. Can I print it now? Let me go ahead. You can see both are printed. Okay. Now, where is the concept of clone? Where is the concept of clone? Now, I will create a replica of a replica of object one. Okay, by using clone method. How can I do that? I'll say parent okay, obj2 equal to okay obj equal to obj1 dot clone. You can see obj1 dot clone. Okay, so by specifying the syntax here, I'm going to create a replica of object one, means all this data. Now it is throwing error. Let us check it out. What is the error? Add cache to that or change obj to object. Okay, so I don't want to do that. I'll just say that's fine, casting for that. And whether there is a chance whether sometimes this object get changes at that time. Okay, there is a chance of exception. So for this reason it is asking me to put in uh, throws or add the throws declaration to your method or surround with try and catch. What I do, I'll just go for try and catch. Okay, you can see the error code or exception code is in the try block, and after that if exception is occurred, what need to do, that is in the catch block. Okay, now once I created an now you can see I have cloned the object. Now let me print them by calling an object to. Yes, you can see I'm able to access them, and let me run this. You can see class not found exception. Okay, class not found exception, even though we have like clone not supported exception. Sorry, clone not supported exception. Even though we did with the right syntax here, yes, there is an error. What does that means? If you want to achieve the clown, okay, you need to make your class or implement, okay, from the clown interface. Okay, clown interface. Okay, you can see here, this is a clonable interface. Okay, if you want to work with this clown, okay, you must and should implement with the clonable interface. Okay, in the later stages we are going to see what is an interface as well. Okay, but how can I say this is an interface? Because class to class extends. Class to class extend. If you're getting a properties from class, then it should have used extends. But here I have used implements. So when do I use implements? When you are getting a properties from your interface, then only you will use implements. Okay. So that interface concept, okay, if you learned, that is fine. Okay, but if you don't know, okay, in the next coming video we are going to make a video on that as well, on the interface. Okay, so now for now you can assume that it is an interface, you can fix it is an interface. Okay, once I have done with that, let me run this. Now it is working. You can see here, using this logic I have created an object of the, like, exact replica of my object 1. How? Using a object.clone and by implementing the clonable interface to my class. Okay, in this way you can create an object, like you can create a replica of an object. Getting it? Okay, you can ask me like, can we change the, can we change, once we cloned it, okay, can we change the data related to that? Okay, can you change the data related to that? Yes, we can change, but you need to call it via object2 dot person name. Now I will change the person name, you can see here, and say like this. Now let me run this one. You can see the person name has been changed, but age didn't change. Okay, you can change the data, object data here as well. No need to worry about that. Okay, in this way you can clone your object or create a exact replica of the object. Okay, next we have something called toString. Okay, we have something called toString. So when you have like when you want to convert object to string and object to string, okay, at that time your toString method will help. Okay, the toString method converts object into a string and returns it. Okay, now let me go back here and let me create one more class and say uh, toString example. Yeah, with the main method I created it. Okay, now what I do, I'll just create an object of this class. Okay, I'll just create an object of this class and ex yeah. I'll say system dot out dot println. Okay. Now I'll just say ex. Let me see what happens. Okay. I'll just call, I have called the object reference there. You can see something it is there. Like it has written a package name, okay, and the class name along with the reference here, along with the reference. Okay. But I want to convert these things into a string. I want to convert these things into a string. How I can do it to convert this string to string? How I can convert? So you can say here to string obj1, sorry, example dot to string method. Now let me see what is my output here. Yep, again it is same here. Okay, why it is same? Because here it's auto converting. Okay, and here converting by external source. Okay, so in order to perform this kind of operations, you can go ahead. Or for example, just directly create an object of the class, like object of the super object class. Okay, so you want to convert this to object, you want to convert this to now string. Okay, now you created an object class here, directly object class. Okay, now I will convert this object to string. Okay, let me see what will happen. Object one. Okay, and let me run this. You can see java.lang dot object at 5a 5a07e868. Okay, and let's try it via toString. What is the difference here? Dot toString. Same thing. No more changes. Okay. External and implicit and explicit specification there. Okay. Now the next is hash code. Okay. Next is the hash code. Okay. Suppose if you want to fetch some memory address using hexadecimal value. Okay. Basically, the hash code is a value that is an integer value that is associated with your objects. Okay, or I can say it is used to identify the location of an object in the hash table. Okay, in the hash table. Now, how I can get them? Okay, so you can directly get it here. Okay, instead of string here. Okay, I'll just use hash code. You can see this is the address of a address of the object, that toString example object. In order to get an okay address of an object, you can use this hash code to get it. Okay, so you can do it for string as well. Same thing for string as well. So string, okay, str equal to hello. Okay, you can get the address of the string now. How? You can go via str dot hash code. You can say this is the address of that string. Okay, fine. Now get class. Next, there is a get class. So the Java uh, get class method returns the class name of the object. Okay, it will return the class name of the object actually. Okay, the class name of the object. So how we can do here? Like, let me take it out these things, and here for this class, like for this object I created, I want to get the class. How can I do that? Okay, object reference dot get class. Okay, you can see here class object example. It is a class. Okay, class, and which is of in the object example package, and the class name is toString. Okay, and same thing you can do it for object as well and for other classes as well. Equal to new object. Okay, now get those things. You can see class is java.lang.object. Okay, in that particular package it is. Okay, so these are all about your objects. Okay, these are about your object. Next, we have final keyword. Okay, final keyword. Okay, so final is a keyword. Okay, final is a keyword which denotes it has a constant. Suppose if you want to declare your variables as a constants, means once declared it should not be changed, and you want to avoid method overriding. Method overriding, if you want to avoid method overriding. Okay, and if you want to avoid modifying your class, or if you want to avoid inheriting the class. Okay, if you don't want like this class needs to be secured and it should not be inherited anywhere. Okay, inheritance should be blocked for this class. Okay, in that situation you can use final keyword. Okay, once you declare final keyword for variable or a method or a class, you can't modify them. You can't modify them. Okay, now let's see how it works. Okay, let me create a package and say final example. Okay, final example. Now let me create a class and say person person information. I have created a class called person information. Okay, so Basically, I can showcase, okay, I can showcase person name using string, okay, person name, okay, string like integer, person, age, and integer like long, I'll say long, person, contact, contact number, okay, and okay, next is string, person, SSID means unique ID, okay, unique ID. Now, for each and every person, there will be a unique ID. Okay. So here, if I say person, I will for that person I will call one person, and for that person I will give one unique ID like P101. Okay, WQ111 or 007. This is a unique ID that I have given for a person, and the person name is okay some nick. Okay. Nick, and his age is somewhere around 29, and his contact number. Okay, why I have given long? Because my contact number is like it's too lengthy here. Okay, with the now first. Sorry, I have given integer as a thing. Now you can see I have given these variables. Now I can access these variables. Okay, these variables inside this class. Okay, let me add these things. Okay. If I say okay for updation, okay, for updating a person details, okay, I'll create a method, okay, public void update details, okay, update details, okay, update details. Now in this update details, what I say, if the person wants to update his phone number, okay, then he can come here and can update the contact number, okay, and his contact number, like here I will say person contact number equal to here the contact number, okay. Now the person wants to update his age, okay, sorry, this is of long here, okay, update age, okay, he can update in this way, age. Okay, so whatever you're seeing, like it is a method overriding concept, overloading concept, okay. Now I should not allow any chance to update the SSID. Okay, I should not allow any chance to update SSID. Okay, but I have a chance to update the string name, person name. Okay, what I do here, update details. I'll create one more method and say here person name. Okay, that is name. and this is of string, right? Now there is a confusion. Okay, then there you can see here name and person name. Okay, this one will get updated. Okay, now but my person SSID should not change. So what I do after this, okay, I will display the details of the person information. Okay, so public, I will create a method for that, public void. Okay, uh, display person information. Okay, using system dot out dot print ln. Okay, so using I need around 4 details, right? Okay. Now here person SID. Okay, person SSID, person name, okay, and person age, person contact number. So I will print these details, okay, in this method. Okay, one by one, I'll get it. You can see the unique ID once it is generated, it is constant. Okay, I want make this constant. I will make that constant here. Give me a second. Person age. Now you can see the details has been updated. Now I'll create an object of this person information class. Okay, like pi equal to new person information pi dot. Okay, I will call display person information. You can see person information has been displayed here. Person SSID name and okay. Now I will update the details one by one. Okay, pi dot. I will update the person name now. Okay, okay, because person has to change his name. Okay, so I'll say update details. Pi dot update details. You can see here it is asking for integer, long, and string. This is of method overloading concept. Okay, now I will say here. Okay, like this. Now let me update the details. You can see details has been updated, but SSID has not changed. Okay, in the same way, I want to update the details as well. Okay, and age is like phone number. I'll say 9994 1234 12L. Okay, this is the updated phone number and the age as well. Okay, age is 30. Okay, let me run this. You can see everything is updated. Now, okay, I'll make this, okay, I'll make this person SSID, okay, I'll make the person SSID as a final, okay, using final keyword. You can see I made the person SSID final by using specifying it as a final keyword, adding a final keyword to the signature there, method declaration there. Okay, now what I do, I'll just try to update the details there. Okay, so person ID. Okay, ID I'll say. Okay, now it's like showing an error because here both the methods are same. Okay, now for time being, what I do, I will change a person ID, okay, to double. Array, not double. Okay, I'll change age to double. Okay, and here also I'll update the age of that. Okay, so that I won't get any errors. Okay, double, and here I'll change that as an integer. Okay, I'll say okay 10007. This is a person ID. Okay, and say int here, and now for this, right, for ID, you can see now here ID, and you can see error is getting thrown here. You can see the final field personal information dot person SSID cannot be assigned. Means if I insert the data, try to insert the data, it won't take it, because once if I take it out this final keyword, now it will take it. It doesn't have any issues. You can see it doesn't have any issues. But when I added the final keyword, then it has an issue. Okay, then it has an issue, because once you declared a variable, any variable with a keyword called final, then you cannot modify that in the further instructions in the program. Okay, so what you do, sir, I don't declare it now. Okay, I'll just use it like this. Okay, I will just use it like, I will say like this. Okay, but I won't declare anything. But even though it throws an error there, you can see final variable, the blank field, final field person SSID may not be been initialized. Please initialize it. Okay, you can see I just took the auto suggestion there. Okay, now in the for this you got to know your final field can't be empty. Okay, can it be null? It can't be empty, but can it be null? Okay, something got worked by typecasting. Can it be null? Okay, we know, we got to know that we can't modify. Okay, can it be null there? Can we have specified null for the final keyword? Let me see. We can, like, there it accepted, but what is there here? Cannot invoke java.lang.integer.int value. Okay, you can't do that as well. Okay, once it is mentioned the final, you need to declare it as a, you can declare the value there. You need to declare the value there. Okay, fine. Okay, now we have one more details there. Okay, we have one more thing, like what if in the same, like however I use for the final keyword, what if I have used it for method, any method, what if I use for any method there? Okay, now if I use it for any method, like first of all, can I use it final keyword for a method? Yes, you can use it. Okay, you can see we have declared this update details. Okay, for the final. Okay, Once you declare this update details, okay, I will take it out this rest of the things because I don't need. Okay, as of now, I can update only the contact number. That's it. Okay, as of now, I can update only the contact number. Okay, rest of the things, please take it out. And I'll change back this to string. Okay, PQ10 W R 007 in this way. Okay, let me print it. Okay, everything looks cool. You can see here, everything is there. Now, basically, I want to override this. Like when I'm trying to create a new class. Okay, so currently this phone number is in India. Okay, suppose if I shift to different country. Okay, like person abroad. Okay, now the person is in abroad. Okay, so when the person goes abroad, okay, all the details will be same. Okay, everything will be same. Might be his phone number will get changed. That's it. His ID will be same and name will be same and age will be same. So what I can do, instead of creating a new variables, I will extend them. Means I will make use of inheritance concept and I will go for extends keyword and extend the will get the details of the person information here. Okay. Now what I do, I will try to override this method. Whatever I have created, update details method, right? I will try to override this. Okay, method overriding now. Now I'll go in this way. Like I'll specify override method here. Okay, not over. Sorry, I specified it. Yeah. Now you can see I have specified it as a final keyword, and you can see I'm getting an error here. What is the error? Cannot override the final method from personal information. You can't override it actually. You can't override your personal information method. Suppose if I take it out a keyword called final here, can I override it? Obviously you can override it. You can override it and you can perform your operation. But when you specify a method as a method as a override, like when you specify a final method, you cannot override. Okay, in a other class. Can you overlay? Can you overload? Can you overload? Okay, I'll remove this. Can you overload? What happened here? This is a string. Okay, and what is here? Person. Okay, okay. This is a final keyword, right? Person name. I'll go for person name. But variation is a parameter list. Okay, you can do in this way. But this method you can't override that. Okay, and with the same details, anyhow, with the same details, it not possible. Even it is a final concept for that as well. Okay. Now you have overridden this final method. Okay. Now what you do? Okay. You just say like int. Okay. Age also. Try to print the age also. So both person age and you're trying to modify it. Okay, in this way you can do it. Sorry, name. Okay, now it makes difference. Now what I do, update customer details. This is update details, right? Contact number you have updated. Okay, now once we updated that, okay, can I, okay, I will do it for contact number itself here again. Long, and I'll say complete entire thing, and okay, now let me do it. P dot update pi dot date details, that is of second one, name and contact number. Here, see here, right? 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2. Okay, total 10 values. Okay, let me run this. Okay, this has a error. Okay, I need to take it out. This, it happens. You can see it has been updated, but this method doesn't, not updated here. Okay, it is a separate method with a unique thing. Okay, you can't override that method. Fine, you can't override this implementation. No. Okay, you are overriding with different data here again. Okay, you are utilizing this in the particular this method. Now what happens if I declare a class as a final, a class as a final? Let me see. Okay. If you declare a NAL, sorry for that spell mistake. Okay, if I declare a class as a final, then you can see here, till now I'm able to access this personal information class in the person abroad, but I'm not able to access that data because here this data is related to, you cannot access this class because you specified it as a final, means you can't modify this class data or you can't access this class right now until and unless you remove this final keyword. You can see here the type person abroad cannot subclass the final class personal information. Okay, it can't be a subclass of personal information because it can't able to access the data, the class data, because of this final keyword. Okay, if you want to, if you don't want to inherit a class, then declare that class as a final keyword. Okay, if you don't want to modify your variable data, then declare that as a, declare with, declare the variable with a final keyword. If you want, if you don't want to get your method overridden, then declare that method as a final method. Declare that method with a final keyword. Okay, so these are all about your final class, like final keyword for the method, for the variable, method, class, for all these three things. Okay, I hope you got this. Next is a wrapper class. Basically, the wrapper classes in Java are used to convert primitive data type into non, like primitive data type into non-primitive data type or objects, I can say, like your integer, okay, character, float. Those things are your primitive data type, right? Okay, objects your integer, character, float, those things. So there are, each of the primitive data type has its own wrapper class. Okay, for byte you have a byte. You can see that primitive data type and wrapper classes here. Okay, you can see that the starting character has uppercase here. Byte, byte, boolean, boolean, character, double, double, float, float, int, integer, long with a capital long, short with a capital S short. Okay, for each primitive data type we have a wrapper class. Okay, because why we have, because we can't have always, we can't go with the data types always, like data types always. Sometimes we need to define objects as well in some conditions. Okay, now here, give me a second. Now you can see here, let me try to discuss an example. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead here only because I have empty method. Okay. Now I'll say int equal to 5. Okay, and double d equal to 5.5. Okay, 5.5. I want to convert, like what I do, I want to convert this primitive data type into a non-primitive data type. That is nothing but integer. You can see into integer, double to double. This primitive data type and wrapper class. How can I do that? Okay, this is like an object. Your wrapper class is like object converting to your primitive to object data type. Okay, so integer object. Okay, integer dot value of a, means specify the data type there. You can see value of a. Okay, now just say system. Okay, now if I want to check whether the object whatever you have here, it has gone to a object. Okay, what you can say, whether the data is successfully passed. Okay, whether the data is successfully passed there, like assigned to particular variable. Let me check it out. You can see data has been assigned. Okay, to objects. Okay, sometimes what happens, you will confuse with the variables. Okay, and you don't know which like whether the given variable is an object or not. Okay, okay, object or not. At that time what you can say, you can go for if condition here and say there is something called, like, call the reference variable, like reference object there. Okay, object reference there, and say instance of, okay, integer. Means if this object reference is a instance of integer, okay, is a instance of integer, then say, okay, system dot out dot print ln. Okay, then say yes. If not, okay, no. Okay, let me see. You can see yes, there is an object of integer, instance of, here only you can see. Now, if not, then what you can say, like b is an instance of integer. Here only it will throw there. Okay, here only you can identify. Incompatible condition operand means you are just referencing a b there. Okay, you are referencing a b there, like variable to object. Okay, but what I do, I'll create one more object here. Okay, that is of double now. Okay, double and double value of and say b here. Okay, and b object. Okay, now let me run this. You can see 5.5 value is assigned to change to double here, double instance. Now here you have two instance objects. Suppose if I check whether this object is instance of integer, obviously it will throw error there only. Incompatible condition. Incompatible condition means there is not an object. Directly the error will be thrown here itself. Okay. It won't accept the condition. Getting it? So in this way you can check whether it is an instance or not. Okay. And here this is how you convert your primitive types to wrapper objects. Primitive types to wrapper objects. Now that's fine. You have converted primitive type to objects, like primitive type to your wrapper classes. Okay. What if I want to convert back my, I want to convert this wrapper objects to primitive data types. Okay. For example, int C and double D. Okay, I want to convert these A object and B object to respective types. So I'll say A O B J. Okay, and P O B J. See whether they are converted or not. C B. You can see they are converted. Now this is implicit way of conversion. Implicit conversion. Okay, this is implicit conversion. Whatever you did now. Then what do you mean by explicit conversion? Explicit conversion is nothing but specifying it explicitly. How? abj dot int value and abj dot double value. This is explicit way of conversion. Implicit and explicit way of conversion, but result is same here. Okay, result is same. Okay, now we have seen object and wrappers and final keyword. Next we are going to see about an abstract or an abstraction directly. Okay, abstraction directly. Basically, abstraction is nothing but it is a process of hiding some implementation. Process of hiding some implementation or showing only the essential functionalities. Showing essential functionalities. Okay. So abstraction can be achieved through abstract classes like due to between 0 to 100%, it may the percentage may fall under depends upon the logic that you write. But 100% abstraction is achieved through interfaces. Then how can I create an abstract class or abstract methods? Okay, we have an abstract class and abstract methods. How can I say? So if you declare a class or a method with abstract keyword, then you have specified that as an abstract method or an abstract class. Okay. For example, let me take it out the person information itself. Person information. Okay. Now I will take it out these details and I will call it here in this method. Okay. Means I have created an object of person information class. Okay. Now Java application. Okay, you ran here. Now think that a person is moving abroad. Okay, and he has an address. Okay, there is a feature called address functionality. Okay, string address. Okay, string address. Basically, he don't know this address. Basically, he wants to update his address and other information here. Okay, in this abroad details, like I will say abroad. Okay, okay. And I can say abroad details. Public. I can call it as a my method is a public void integer abroad details. Basically, this details he can be updated in the when he goes to abroad itself, like string address. Okay, and contact number. Long contact number. Okay, contact number. These details he can okay update when he goes to abroad itself. But now it doesn't know anything about those things. Where he stay and what is contact number. At this time, this method okay comes as a future plan. Okay, this method comes as a future plan. Now I can't implement this method. Now I want to implement this in the future, that is in the abroad. Okay, now what I do, there comes a concept of abstract. Okay, there comes the concept of abstract. How can I declare an abstract method? You can say public, use the abstract keyword. That's it. We have declared this method as abstract now. This is a method now. It is anymore, it's not a variable. Okay, it is a method. Now it is throwing error. Why? Okay, why it is throwing the error? It is throwing the error because if you declare an abstract method, that class needs to be an abstract class. Now you need to declare this class also as an abstract itself. You can see in this class you have an abstract method here. You have an abstract method. Okay. Now this method I can able to access in here. Now you can see it is throwing an error because you can't create an once you declare a class as an abstract, you can't create an object for that class. Basically, you can't create an object for that class. Okay, now what I do for time being, I'll just get this information. Okay, get this information. Now, what I do here, what I say here, when I go to abroad, okay, I will extend this personal information. I will go to abroad now. Person is gone to abroad and he's extending the personal information. You can see when he extend this personal information when he goes to abroad, first thing you need to do is you need to update, you need to must and should update or override this method or give the implementation for this method. Means you need to add is address and contact number in this method. Okay, you can see when I hover on this, the type personal abroad must implement the inherited abstract method personal details. You can see abroad details here. You need to update them. Okay. Now, if I click on this unimplemented method also is fine. Or I can call this a method as it is. Okay, I can call this method as it is by taking in this way. Okay. You can see I need to take it out that abstract keyword in this class here. Okay. And I can specify override here. Means I need to provide the implementation for the method that I have declared here, that I left out here. Okay. Now what I do here, string. Okay. I'll just add those details. Person. Okay. Same way. So that he can maintain is local contact number as well as abroad contact number. When I print it here, person contact local contact number, I can say. Yeah. Person, citizen. Yeah. Citizen contact number. Now, if I run this, I can see those methods are there, but these details are still didn't update. Okay. Now, in order to get this, I need to call this person abroad details method. Okay. Once I call those methods here, so yeah, pi dot abroad details. It is accepting two parameters, address and okay, the contact number. Here I will say locally I will declare few variables. String address equal to has 22. Okay. George Street. Like this. I don't know about the pin code there. Sorry for that. And long contact number. Basically, their contact number start with some 112244. 6, 8. I'll just keep it short. Now you can see here, I'll just say address, a comma, contact number. Okay. Now both are inserted. If I say, and here you can see abroad address, person abroad address, and person abroad contact number. Okay. So your abstract method, okay, abstraction is used when you have when you need to like declare it now. When you want to use your abstract method means declare it now, use it in the future. Declare it now, use it in the future. Apart from that, what you want to do, if you want to avoid a object creation for this class, okay, if you want to avoid the object creation for the class, okay, if you want to avoid the object creation of the class, or if you want to hide information, then you can go in this way. Okay, you can add the details here. You can just, all the details are added, but only the essential features by creating an object also shown here. Okay, so these all about your abstract methods, classes, everything. Okay, hope you got few points from these sessions. Okay, let's meet in the next session. I will come up with a different topic in the next session. Until then, take care. Bye bye.